So let's listen to what the opposition is doing, right? Donald Trump is going to make a speech. President of the United States, he's going to speak from the Oval Office. This is a very powerful way to speak because it's personable, it's personal. You're talking directly to the American people. So what is the left or the journalist, but I repeat myself, what is their strategy? We just won't run it. We're not going to show people what the president is saying because we don't like the president. Like here's Mika on Morning Joe. Here's her strategy, and it is the strategy of the left.
One of the most time-honored and powerful ways a president has to communicate with the American people is through a primetime Oval Office address. The majesty of the setting, the request for valuable television time, network TV time, with the ability to capture the focus of the people of the United States to, maybe the signal to the country that says, this is something of national importance. As your president, I need to communicate with my fellow citizens our shared challenges and how we're going to meet them together. We've seen that before. Done right, a nighttime Oval Office address can unite the country in trying times. It can inspire the better angels in ourselves. But all the signs here indicate that is not what Donald Trump has in mind, and the networks have a decision to make. Do they want to run the promise of more lies, more misleading statistics, more twisting of reality, mindless confrontation, all for the sake of defending Trump's dark, twisted fantasy on a wall on the Mexican border to fight an enemy that doesn't exist except in the most fevered swamps of American politics? Do they want to do that?
Well, first of all, they're going to do it because they got caught out. Basically, it became a public fight. But the networks were seriously considering basically censoring the president because they don't like him. But that's just simplistic. Let's go to a really deep thinker, Don Lemon. Let's feel he had a deeper idea because Don, he's a thinker, our Don. Let's hear what he had to say.
Do you think it should be, I don't know, a delay of some sort? And then you can, because people believe it. The president will say what he has to say. People will believe it, whether the facts are true or not. I guess that's a chance you take with any president, but this one is different. And then by the time the rebuttals come on, we've already promoted propaganda, possibly, unless he gets up there and he tells the truth.
You could see Cuomo. Chris Cuomo seems to be coming, like a little light seems to have gone on behind Chris Cuomo's forehead. As he's suddenly saying, I'm surrounded by a bunch of idiots, He said, you've got to run it. It's the president. He wants to talk to the people. It's the network's job, basically, to convey what the president wants to say. But they hate him so much, they're willing to silence him. They're willing to screw the people out of hearing what he has to say because they've decided that his vision is dark. They've decided that what he's saying is wrong. And, the thing about it is, leaving the wall out of it, I mean, the wall, as I say, is now a political football. It's something that we, I think, as conservatives have to support because our guy needs it to stay in office. So I think that's why we have to support it. It's politics. That's basically it. But a lot of what Trump is saying is actually true. I mean, here he is talking about the crime problem and the overall problem of just the rule of law being in operation at the border. Let's cut to.
We have to have border security. If we don't have border security, we're going to be crime-ridden, and it's going to get worse and worse. It was so sad watching the funeral of the slain police officer yesterday, Officer Singh. That was a very sad thing. But this is going on in many places. Over the course of, if you go back to the year 2000, we have thousands of people that have been killed by illegal immigration, by people coming into the country illegally and killing our citizens. We can't have it.
So if you can cover, as the news media did for about 3 days, a crying baby at the border, or even 10 crying babies at the border, why can't we talk about the police officer who was a legal immigrant, who was murdered by an illegal immigrant, and all the other innocent people? Then there have been plenty of them who have been murdered by illegal immigrants, and all the people, I think it is 1 out of 5 prisoners in federal prison, just in federal prison, are illegal immigrants, right? So that is a lot of people who are filling up our prisons, and which we're paying for because they broke the law, and the law matters. The law matters. So they don't want you to hear Trump because why? Obviously, it's not because he lies. It's because they're afraid that he will convince you. They are afraid that he will convince the people, and they think they should have a monopoly on guiding the hearts and minds of the American people. That is what they think journalism is. They think journalism is telling you what you should think, because how would you possibly know?